Hey, welcome back to Minecraft Through the Night, Season 3. It's a world called Alice. Come up here to our sandstone and let's namaste that sun. Let's get on back down, down. What were we doing here last time? Lumium blend. We need some more glowstone. See, 16 of those. Let's run those through the pulverizer and then liquefy them. Although, I wonder if we can liquefy them right now. I can. Huh. So that's got 1,000. Interesting. So that's going to be bucket, 16 buckets. That's too many buckets. I only need 9 buckets. No, I need more than 9 buckets. 9. Let's go with the 16. Where's my other silver at? Let's go with 16. So we need 7 of that and 2, 4, 5 of the 10. Oh, that's a heavy way to start the day. Oops. Okay. It's odd that that's got that the water appearance in the front. So there's 5,000. Oh man, it's a icy day here in Oklahoma City. Very icy. It was predicted and forecast, so everybody was prepared for it. Yesterday I taught downtown in Bricktown, and my students were not exactly happy to be downtown. They were like, every other professor has canceled classes. And I said, well, the university didn't cancel classes, so because we meet so few times in the semester, it's important to me that we are here. And yeah, it was important that we were there. It's almost certain that I'll have to reteach some stuff. Oh man, that's really going slow. It's almost certain I'll have to reteach some stuff next week, but it's the way it goes, man. This resonant energy cell is just sucking up the energy in it. That was at 70,000 K. Now it popped up to 88,000, but it's draining. How did that happen? Did it take a brief pause when it? Okay, well we can just go ahead and do this obsidian. There's more of that lumium. Let's get. Ooh. So we're waiting for more of that obsidian already. Don't put it out here, do I? I'm gonna need to make some more. Dog, yo dog. Yo dog. Let's grab that. What else is going on? Well, classes were fine yesterday. There was no weather problem to speak of. Oops. The storm, the ice hit much later than people were really forecasting. So it didn't really start getting bad until very late last night. All right, we need to go get that. We're going to use that for lava. Put it right here. Wait for that to fill up. I guess while we're waiting for that, we don't need to just sit here and wait. We can actually do some work. That's not what I wanted. I wanted that. Yeah, I got much on my mind still processing some stuff of recent days. Kind of hard to understand stuff sometimes. I'm slow, and sometimes when things are strange, it's slow processing strange takes a while. Let's see, did I collect all that? I guess I did. Alrighty, let's put this guy right down here. And let's whack him to get the output happening. Get some more obsidian, we'll pulverize that, and then we'll add that pulverized obsidian. Or is it lead that I need? Here, let's do this. Aluminum. Yeah, it's obsidian. Okay. Let's put these buckets in here and fill those things up directly. Well, it's still, I woke up today. I took Jimmy Sue out several times last night to, for her health breaks. And the ice, early this morning in the 5 o'clock hour, I slipped on the ice outside in the darkness. It's black ice. Obviously, you don't see it too well. Slipped on it, and fine now, but didn't quite fall, but man, it was close. Kind of close. Sure, I wrenched something out of shape that my chiropractor will lecture me about soon, next time I see him. Oh, goody goody. Goody goody gum drop. Did we use that up? We did. Okay, good. Got some obsidian here. Let's go pulverate it. Unless, I don't think no, I can't add it directly. Just drop it there. Boop. Feed that into there. And off we go. I think I overmade the aluminum blend, but that's okay. I've had some more thoughts about some stuff we can do in coming days. Ooh, it is getting dark. That edge is so seamless. Oh, it's just about finished now. And that is finished. Grab that, pop that up here. Beautiful purple pulverized obsidian back in there. Okay. Let's get in here and sleep through this Minecraft night. I've got a couple of ideas of things to do. I've been thinking and remembering, reflecting back on earlier times in the mod packs. Good morning, sun. Namaste as I eat my potato. Thinking about the next series of Minecraft Through the Night and what next mod pack to do and to use. But first I want to. We got things to do. We got unfinished business here. Put away some of the stuff. That particular. Oh, speaking of cobble, got a little bit of cobble there. How much have here? How much do we have here? Oh, and how much can I move the cobble? What would it take to make one of oh yes, portal to the deep dark. It's going to take 4 quadruple and 1 quintuple. Good heavens to Murgatroyd. We got a lot of cobble to get to the quintuple. Tell me about a deep storage unit though. And how can I hook one up? How can I hook a brother up here? Can I directly connect one? I'm sure I can. Ah, there's a deep storage unit right there. And another one. I have vendor. Huh. Okay, if I do like this, will it read what's in there? It will. What if I go grab a stack of cobble, stack or 3 or 10, to get these up on the top of the numeric list. $320. It's not showing up. Still that 23 that we had. So we need we're gonna have to have that import export grid, right? And perhaps use a dolly to move this no, we don't need a dolly. We can just set the cache up, do import export. Well, my greers are turning, my greers are winding and rinding, turning and burning, churning to the starting line, racing, chasing, that stuff, yeah. The distance, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get on up here. Oh, this will be plenty of lumium, hardened lumium. Well, one thing for sure, dog would get bored by normal people. Dog gets bored by normal people. Did you know that about me? Yep, normal people make me so bored. Boop. One of my friends used to say, well, dog, it's healthier to be around normal, rational people. And I told her, you know what? I don't care about that. It's just freaking boring. And she took great offense to that, because I believe she thought that I was calling her boring, and she was, and I was. It's true. You know, that was one of those awkward times when somebody is really, really into you, and you know you're not into them at all. One of those awkward times. One of the few awkward times. Let's see. How do I want to do this now? We've got our hardened lumium, what do you call it? Perimeter. That's set up nicely. Very nicely. I like the clear ceiling. Pretty sure I'm going to need to take this back a ways. And pretty sure also now that, where's Jip at? There he is. Now that we got our Tinker's gloves out of the inventory, pretty sure we're going to be all okay here. Okay, let's go back up here. I'm trying to figure out what's the most efficient way to knock these things out. Probably just like this. I saw at the university the other day, I saw an old acquaintance who has been in the university system for a long time. You probably know that I'm a fan of people who do go to school and work at being smarter, better, et cetera, et cetera. And I am definitely a fan of that. There are some people, though, some people have greater challenges than other people, I think, in that regard. Now, what was I going to do with this? Was I going to take this roof all the way over? I think I made the decision to take this roof all the way over. I had a former acquaintance there at the university who I ran into again a few times this semester, and she struggles with a weight problem, very much of a weight problem, and it's something she has written about and open mic'd about and pretty open about those struggles and what have you. I empathize with that, but it's not something that I don't find myself too terribly interested in larger women. This may be weird, but I like really tiny women. I wonder about that sometimes. What does that say about me? What does that say about you, dog? I don't have no earthly idea, pal. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe I didn't want to do that because I wanted to still trying to figure out how I want to connect or not connect these two elements here, these smellements. And these open bays, how do I want to do that? 4 wide, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th. It's going to constrain me to some extent now to even numbers. I probably should have counted this out first. Yeah, let's just see what it looks like though. 2, 3, 4. Yep. 2, 3, 4. I used to be a very small, slender person myself. I'm not. That's perfect. If I counted right, I'm not exactly slender anymore. Although I would certainly like it to be. Again, back in my running days, I was very small guy. I'm about 5'6", 5'7", I guess. And back in high school, I weighed about 120 pounds. Oops. Why'd you throw that out? More aluminum glass, okay. Let's throw that hardened portable tank in there too. In my running days, I gradually increased in size from 120 during high school to 130 or so in college, and then soon after I became an engineer, 140, 150, 160. The weight just kept going up and up, of course, 10 pounds every 4 or 5 years. Hey, good morning, son. Namaste to you. This will be our last day of this session in Minecraft through the night. But internally, I'm kind of like those dogs who still think of themselves as puppies. I still think of myself as being a small dog, small guy. And I typically, the women who I find immediately attractive are the ones who are themselves rather small. Now, there's a different way I can do this. several different ways, I know. I wonder if I could put a facade, a sky facade, and I cannot. Okay. Like the panels that we were building inside a few days ago. Can't do that, can I? Get everything cleaned out here, I think. Yes. Oops. Some of that Lumion blend. Go ahead and put this Lumion blend right there. Yeah, let's get on up to the roof again and see what we want to do over here. Pretty sure what I want to do here is leave this bay open. Oops, didn't mean to do that. I'm reflecting back now and trying to think about the women's I have known who have been small in my life. You know, Freud, that old guy Freud. He has he opined that. Let me see if I get this right. I probably won't. I'm no Freudian psychologist, either professional or amateur, but Freud talked about the importance of mothers, you know, and mothers and fathers. He was deeply into that. I've thought for some time, I've known my predilection for smaller, slender women, and I've known about it pretty much all my adult life. And one day, when I was back home visiting, one of the rare times I was back home visiting, saw some pictures of my mom when she was much younger, obviously. And I thought, oh, mercy. That's dark-haired, small, slender. Is that sort of what I've been chasing all my adult life? That sort of what would you call it? That ideal, that vision. And the short answer is I don't know, but I do find small women very, very insanely attractive. How are we going to do this one? We can just, as long as that is a solid bottom, we do like that. Now we got to switch back and go to the regular show again, though. Anyway, nevertheless, this woman that I was an acquaintance some time ago, most of the times I talk to her, she just seems to brighten right up. And I get the sense, I have the sense that she's sort of into me, perhaps, if that's not too strong of a word. Which I find odd. I find it odd that women would be a bit into me like that. Maybe that's a sign that I need to work on something. Whoop, blip. What kind of floor do we want inside here? This guy's going to be too darn expensive for floor all over the place, isn't it? Although we can always just fly around. I love the way it looks. It's going to be a pain to dig out every time I make a mistake, though. But you know, you need a tough floor. Every warehouse needs a really tough floor. Let's see. If this goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and then bip. 3, 4, and then bip. 2, 3, 4, bip. It's not going to be a straight bip that way. It's okay. Not the straight bip. Again, that's going to depend on how we connect over there, dog. You keep putting that off, don't you, dog? Come on, man. I know it. I know it. I know I do. Let's get back. Let's get Jip back here. It's 1-1 for the Jipper. It's always been food for thought for me, though. I have met women who were other than tiny and other than wait a minute, where'd it go? Jack, where you at? Okay, there you are. Other than petite. And I really like hanging out sometimes with such women's. But never really, how would you say, turned on by such women's. Oh, gotta be careful around that schmeltery dog. Helter Schmelter. Boom, boom, boom. Better be careful talking about women like this, too. I always go back to that. Me and Jelly Bez had this running joke about something that the great poet Joy Harjo used to say in her readings. She talked to us about the power of the word never. She said, for instance, I'll never live in L.A. Oh, God, I can't ever see myself in that town. 5 years later, she said she was living in L.A. She said, I would never date that guy. 2 years later, she's married to that guy. So she has this very funny way of talking about the power of the word never. She says it's like the universe has a special channel, a special FM radio, and it listens in to that word never. And when we use it, the universe is paying very, very special attention to us. And perhaps has a great, great sense of humor about things. And is a bit of a prankster. In Native American tradition, the trickster is a very, I don't know if I'd call him an honored character, an infamous character. Native American folklore, the trickster, the character, the beast or demon or what have you that plays pranks. It's basically a prankster. That's what we'd call the trickster today, I think, a prankster. So Joy Harjo liked to talk about the universe as a great prankster. And Jelly Bez and I would catch ourselves sometimes saying never and immediately stop what we're saying, stop and think about what we're saying. That probably do that. Yeah. Avoid any heavy equipment over here. Imperial entanglements as well. Trickster. So I'm not going to sit here and say never. Whoops. Say never, ever, ever. Just simply I don't expect to be, just not my cup of tea there. Has not been heretofore. But if the right woman comes along, I mean, you know, you never know what the packaging is for that great golden lottery ticket. But all this to say that acquaintance of mine up in the university, it bemuses me that years later she still shows some modicum of interest, or at least seems to. Could be in my averted imagination though. Oops, did it again. And that's all my sky stone block for the night. For the night. It is getting pretty dark down here, isn't it? Maybe we'll find a way to put some aluminum down here as well. Some floorboard aluminum. Let's get on to sleep and put some of this cobble over here in the deep storage unit. Might as well put it where we think it's going to belong, right? We'll knock this sand and dirt over here. Go. And I think that's going to do it for this episode. Just simple, quiet work. Go ahead and put that DSU there too, for now. 783, so it's got to have an ME cable. Got to have that ME cable connection. Too bad. I was thinking about a row of these DSUs right through here. Alrighty, we'll get it all squared away and figured out soon. I'll see you again. Time for me to get my Saturday squared away and figured out. The sun's well up and time to get moving. I'll see you next time.